Go3photographyonline.com coming out with you with a new video today. Today we're going to talk about an article I read on Petapixel, which kind of upset me. Because I think this lady is way off base. It's talking about how the Costco in-store labs have been closing. They've been closing slowly. And I think she's very off base of why these labs are closing. I think it has more to do about the quality of the photo labs than the lack of customers, and I think they intertwine with each other with between the lack of customers and the quality. These big retail environments like Costco, like Walmart and whatnot, they tend to cut corners in their processing and in their training. These people that work at these big labs don't have the training like a local photo shop would, nor do these big companies care about your pictures, in my opinion. When I used to work at one of these big company photo labs in a pharmacy, pretty much we would develop their film, run it through the scanner, and just hit print. We wouldn't do any color correction or nothing, and then we'd go on about our day and do whatever else we had to do, whether it be cashiering or helping in other ways in the store. In my case, I was a manager as well as the photo lab technician, so I was doing quite a bit of work between trying to run the photo lab properly and trying to run my store too as well. That's why I think instead of telling people that they need to continue to print to support these labs and to keep them running, I think you need to look at, like I said, I think you need to look at the quality. In my photo lab in particular, we used a heat transfer paper for our photos that we printed. The quality was garbage. Okay, so when you heat transfer, it has the three colors on what is essentially a plastic wrap film, and it prints one color, then it scoots the picture back in, prints the next color, scoots the picture back in, prints the third color, scoots the picture back in, and then prints a clear film over the top of it to keep that from coming up. Now you tell me, would you rather have a chemical process in your film, in your picture printing be done, or would you rather have this plastic, essentially plastic on paper process be done? I think the big companies have got away from the quality, which has led to the demise of the in-store photo lab at your local big box store. And that's where I think the local photo shops should come in, and they should advertise their printing more. A lot of them don't. A lot of them just don't either have the money to print, and that either have the money to make advertisements about that they do local printing. The photo shop that I go to not only sells cameras, they do the chemical process on printing paper, which I find is a lot more vibrant, a lot more colorful. And you know, when you do black and whites, the black and whites are more black, the white is more white. And on this cheaper processing, what the big box companies use, when you do a black and white, it ends up being more blue than anything, because the color calibration on these printers are awful, absolutely awful. And when you go to a local shop, you get a highly trained photo technician that's going to go through and color correct your photos and basically look and see if you have any mistakes. And they're not going to print any photo that they don't think has a good quality to it, or has a good or is just a black photo. Yes, people need to keep printing. People need for their memories and printing books and stuff and whatnot, because when you lose your phone, your pictures are gone. That's the importance of backing up and having online photo albums. That's an importance, and I think that more people need to have websites. That way they can have their family website, they can lock it down just so their family can use it, because there's many websites out there that will allow you to use password protected galleries, so nobody will ever see your photos, nor does anyone, I don't think, really care about your photos except for you and your family. And I think that's the new way that people should be doing it, instead of having an old fold out book like many people in the past have had. I think more people need to go online to like Squarespace and stuff like that. You can totally lock that website down so nobody can see it, except for your family. And I think that's the way that we should be headed if we want to preserve our memories for many, many generations to come. Or, like I said, go to the local photo shops and print your photos off, and make those books. And that's another good way to do it, instead of printing 4x6s, 2 copies of 4. There's so many more options out there is today than there was 20 years ago, when you had to bring your roll of film in and get your double prints. That's not the way we do it, and I think this article that this lady wrote on Petapixel is very off base and she's very out of touch about the way people handle their media nowadays and the way that we should be handling our media. We don't need to print everything. We only print the good stuff. We get rid of the bad stuff. And that's the way it should be. We don't need... I remember flipping through photos that parents have taken and whatnot of our, those old disposable cameras, and half of the photos would be junk, so you're paying to throw those away. Well, we don't have to do that no more. We have instant gratification where we can just print the ones we need. So instead of printing the whole roll of 24, you can now print 5 or 10 and get rid of the rest. And yeah, we should print photos. Yeah, we should print them, because you need to hang photos on your wall. You should have photos on your wall in your house and whatnot of your family, and don't forget about that stuff. We need to preserve memories for our families and whatnot. But like I said, I think the article on Petapixel is very off base in the fact that she infers that we need to continue to print out every single photo that we've ever taken. That's not the case anymore. That is not the case anymore, and it hasn't been for the last 5 or 6 years. And I think the main reason why these photolabs are shutting down these big box stores isn't because people aren't printing. It's because of the quality of the work that comes out of those labs is absolutely atrocious. If you want good photos, you need to go to your local photo shop and get your local photo technician to print those photos. There's 2 or 3 shops in every city, state across this country that can do that type of work. You just have to put a little effort out there, get out your Google, and Google local photo processing shops, and you'll be able to find them. You don't need to go to Costco. Costco is not where you should be printing your photos anyway, in my opinion. Well, that is my opinion about this article on Petapixel today. You got 3photographyonline.com. I'm out of here.